Hey there guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Of course, today I've got some splaining to do. We modded the Strat. And some of you are gonna be mad. And I'd do it again too if I had to, but I don't know why I would because I already did it once. So would I mod it back? But I'm gonna explain what we did to the Strat. Now the Strat looks normal. We didn't, do any modifications to the visual appearance of the guitar, but it was more the inner workings of the guitar. And I thought I would take you through each thing that we did and kind of explain why we did it for one. And just kind of did it affect the guitar at all? Do I like it better? Do I like it worse? Am I gonna switch it back? Let's find out. And a few people I need to shout out. One, my wife, who has helped me research all of this stuff about this guitar and the pots, and she originally found the pots for me. A guy I've recently become friends with here on YouTube, The Riff with Nick. I'll put his channel up here. Go subscribe to him, check him out. He's trying to hit 5,000 subscribers. I really, really love Nick's content. Nick has helped me with so many things, asking about vintage guitars, asking about the pots. It's funny, he actually sent me a link to the same listing that Gabby had found whenever we were trying to think about getting the pots for the guitar. So I thought that was really cool. But go check him out. And of course, my buddy Ron McDonald, who did all of this stuff. Thank you, dude, so much for taking care of my guitar and just doing such a great job. And Ron took all these pictures that you're about to see with the guitar as well. So I really appreciated him doing that. Alright, so the first thing that we changed on the guitar, what modifications have we made? Well, we changed the pots on the guitar. Now, the pots that came in this guitar were not original. Everything on this guitar was almost all original, except for a few things. Obviously, it's been refinished, so the finish is not original paint. And the pickguards and the pots and the pickup selector switch was not original in this guitar. So we wanted to get it a little bit back to original. So this had CTS pots in it, and it would have come with stack pull pots back, because this is an early 63 Strat. It's a pre-L series, so it should have had, at least as far as I know, stack pull pots in it. And that's what we found. We found an original set of 63 stack pulls, and we put them in here. And I have to say, I'm super happy with how the guitar sounds. It added a little bit of a snappy characteristic to it. Like I said, the guitar sounded great before. I think it made it sound a little bit better. I really, really like it. One of the interesting things about getting old pots is the pots that we put in here are not like gold standard or anything like that. You know, the tolerances, I think a gold level is like tolerances of like 5. And these tolerances were all over the place, which I think just kind of adds to the charm and the characteristic of it. You know, they're 250K pots, but I think one measured in at like 260 something, one was like 240. You know, like I said, they weren't really that close. And you know, if you know anything about Leo Fender, is he used components with pretty high tolerances. You know, it wasn't about keeping everything super close. So we changed them, and I'm really, really happy with it. Because, you know, for us, part of it is just out of respect for the instrument, we want to get it back to as close to original as we can. Like you said, the pickguard, I'm not worried about the pickguard. If you look up 63 pickguards on Reverb, they are so expensive. I can't see spending the money for one of those pickguards because it's just not going to change anything. Like, that, to me, is not an important component. The pots, that's a little bit different. And like I said, it made the guitar a little bit more snappy. I really dig the way it... I noticed what I have to do is I have to roll my tone knob down quite a bit more because the guitar's brighter now. So before, when I would roll the tone down to maybe like 9 or 8, I have it down to 6 or 7 now, but it's still maintaining a little bit more clarity. Now, the next thing that we did was this switch, and so many of you guys were like, don't do it! Don't go back to the 3-way switch! And I've had the guitar back for about a week now, and I switched it back to, we found an original NOS 63 3-way switch. So This obviously, you know, the Strats, like this Strat, were out long before the 5-way switch was ever, you know, ever a thing and became invented. And everyone was like, don't do it, you're going to miss that position 4 and 2. But my thing was, I never really got to experience the hunt. You know, you always hear people like, you know, you'd have to hunt to find that in-between position. So like, you know, here's position 5, I call it neck 5. There's position 4. So I can still get it, and since this, you know, switch has never been used before, even though it is an older switch, it's never been used before, it still holds those positions really strongly. So I can still get that 4 and 5. What I like that I've always had issues with 5-way switches is the way I hold my picking hand. Sometimes I fan my fingers out, sometimes my hand's close like this, you know, but sometimes my fingers fan out. Usually when I'm playing on the higher strings, I fan my fingers, and I would always, on any Strat or any Strat style guitar that has a 5-way, I would bump it into position 4, and I was always just like, you know, position 4 is cool, and I want it sometimes, but 99% of the time, I want position 5. I want the neck pickup. And this has solved that issue for it. My hand hits it now, and it doesn't knock it into position 4. So 100% 3-way switch is a 10 out of 10 win in my book. I know, like I said, a lot of you guys were worried I'd missed 4 and 2. I can still totally get those positions if I really want them. But basically, on a Strat, you could hook me up with a 2-way switch, bridge, neck, and I would be just as happy. Now, the final mod here that we did was, this is an unoriginal mod that I had to do it. I couldn't not do this mod. And basically, the way the Strat came, the tone knobs, you know, back in the day, this tone was wired to your middle pickup, and this tone is wired to your neck pickup, leaving no tone controls to your bridge pickup. And a bridge pickup, you know, many of you guys know, I've always struggled with liking a bridge pickup on a Strat. The only time I really like it is when a tone knob is wired to it. That way I can roll off, because if you listen to it all the way up, it's very, very in your face, and that's not really a sound I like. Like, I like a bright sound, but I like that bridge position to be a little bit fatter. See, like, I could roll it all the way down. But I can roll it up a little bit, and it fattens it up. It just thickens it up a little bit, and it makes it way more, in my opinion, usable. And then whenever I want to do a solo, I roll the tone all the way up, and it's very, you know, very cutting at that point, which is what you want. Actually, that's probably too cutting. I'd probably roll it down a little bit. There, see, that to me is perfect right there. So what I had Ron do was, this tone is now controlling both the middle and the bridge. Like I said, I almost never use the middle pickup other than in position 4 and 2, if I, you know, choose to get those two. But I literally never use just the middle pickup on its own. So I don't really care if the tone, if it doesn't sound good, because I just never use it. But so now this tone is wired to both of these pickups, and this tone is wired to just the neck. And that was kind of it. You know, the only other modification that I will say that I did, tonally speaking, is I lowered the middle pickup quite a bit. That's for my picking hand. And I actually prefer, I angle my pickups kind of, I drop the bass side a little bit of them, and I bring the treble end of the pickups up just a little bit, you know, and that's just a me thing with single coil pickups. But other than that, that's it. You know, I'd say this is the last mod we're going to make this guitar, because, like I said, everything else is original on it. So there's nothing else really to change outside the pick guard. Maybe if I found a pick guard at a Smoke and Deal I would do it, but I personally just like the way this guitar looks, and this is just kind of how I envision this guitar now. So it'll probably always just stay like this. The modding and hunting for this, this Strat is done, and I'm happy to have it back to the way it would have been, like I said, if I pulled it off the shelf. This is, the way the guitar would have been. And we're just going to roll on out of here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have another video coming out tomorrow. Merry Christmas to all of you guys who are celebrating. Happy holidays if you are not. But just, you know what? Hope you have a great day. So other than that, I'm out of here, guys. Whoop!